Hi everyone, it's me, See Lefty Run. So I have my week 8 Boston Marathon. What am I training for again? I don't even know. Boston Marathon training update, which has me drinking directly from, no, I'm just kidding. Kind of, kind of. Um, anyway, my week 8 marathon training update. I ran 51 miles this week, so that's a plus. Just some things to note. I've been still going to physical therapy once a week. And I think it's been helping a lot. Like I don't feel any more tightness in my hamstring. My calf is feeling good. My knee still a little bit sore, but you know, I can only feel it about it went from like a 7 at one point to like now it's like a 2. So that's getting a lot better and I'm able to run through it. So all good things. Yeah, so that's all been working. And then the stuff I've been doing for PT, it's just a lot of single leg stuff, like single leg glute bridges. I've talked about this, the monster walks with the band. He's started having me do single leg deadlifts with no weight. And then, the clam things on the side. But as I'm in a plank, like a side plank and doing that. So that has been added. I've also been standing on my Bosu ball, single leg, just for balance to like strengthen up that stuff. So that's been helping. I think the single leg is where it's at. We'll see though. And I have to remind myself, like I had a tough 15-mile run on Saturday. And my paces were decent. I just didn't feel great. Like I wanted the run to end. I was exhausted. I'll get to that more in a minute, but I just have to remind myself my goal for Boston is to make it to the start. Like once I make it to the start and I'm healthy, it's like goal accomplished. Everything else after that is just gravy. So finishing is gravy, but it's just to get there healthy and just to be able to run it. I feel very fortunate to be able to do that. But it is interesting. You do feel, because it's the Boston Marathon, that you still have something to prove. Like I've proved it 3 times. I qualified 3 times last year. No, twice last year. And then I qualified for 2024. But yet I still feel like you still feel like you're not worthy. Not you, me. You still have more to prove. It's so weird. I don't know where that comes from. So I have to remind myself, no, you did it. You made it here. You totally qualified. You deserve to be there like everybody else. You have nothing to prove on that day but to finish. So when I remind myself of that, I kind of like take a deep breath and it just makes training more enjoyable. So another thing I wanted to know is that Tommy Rivers Pusey, he is sponsored by First Endurance, right? So he's a few times mentioned this Optogen HP product, and he's like, it's totally legal, but it feels like it should be illegal. And he swears by it. And I've read all the reviews because I'm like, I don't know if I need to put something else in my body. Like, what is this? But I bought it because I had a discount from the feed, which I get through the Luke Humphrey Run Club, by the way. And I get a discount there because I'm part of the run club. So I bought this stuff and I thought I'm going to try it for 2 weeks and see if it makes a difference. It's supposed to help with your VO2 max and just make you able to like hang in a lot longer. Harder runs should feel easier, apparently. I don't know. I'll let you know though. Allegedly, all of that stuff. So I've been taking it now for like 4 days. I don't feel a difference. Some people say they take it and they feel tingly. I don't feel any tingles. Does that mean it's not working? I don't know, but I said, I'll try it for 2 weeks. I'll let you know. It's expensive. So whatever. I need all the help I can get. So Sunday I ran 8 miles at a 9:46 pace. I take this as a recovery run. I don't look at my watch at all. Like all my easy runs, I don't look at my watch. I wear my Nike ZoomX Invincibles version 1. I have version 2 sitting in the box. And those are like my cruiser shoes. So I ran at 9:46 and my heart rate was 136. I stayed in the base level for Garmin. Monday, I did 6 miles. I did it on the treadmill because it was raining. My friend was like, hey, if you want to go, I'll go, but I prefer not to run in the rain. I was like, fine. So I just ran on my treadmill. Why not? That's why I have it. So my pace was a 9:30 and my heart rate was a 133. Tuesday I ran. Oh, Tuesday is my track day, right? So I came home before I met up with track. I did 3 miles on my treadmill. And then I did 5 miles at the track, which included 6 times 800 repeats. And my pace was between 7:20, 7:30 for the repeats, which I was kind of like, gosh, I wish it was a bit faster. Again, I don't plug in time that I wish to hit. I do it by effort. I was a little disappointed when I looked at the stats afterwards, but it is what it is, right? As long as the effort is there and I'm in the right zone, I know that improvements are being made. So yeah. Anyway, Wednesday I was off. Thursday I did 6 at a 9:48. My average heart rate was a 136. Friday I did 8 at 9:30. And then my heart rate was a 139. And so on Saturday I did 15 miles. My average heart rate was an 844. I will say my son was practicing baseball. So I ran by the baseball field. I bumped into my husband. I chatted with him for a bit and he threw off my paces. So one of those miles was a 9:33, the one I chatted with him, which led into my next mile, which was an 8:56. So that threw me off a little bit. But other than those, I was in the 8:20, 8:40 range. However, even though my pace was decent, I felt like I was going 7:15s. Like I just felt really tired. But again, I'm like, even though I was getting tired, my pace really wasn't slowing. My last mile was an 8:13 because I purposely picked it up. I was like, let's see if you can pick it up at the last mile. And I was able to. So all good things. Don't know why. I had a lot of salt. I sweat a lot of salt that day. Oh, and I even took 10 ounces of water with me. Now I always stop at the park and I drink the water, the public water fountains. I know it's gross. I don't know whose mouths have been on them, but that's just what I do. And so yeah, I even took they have the flip belts. I grabbed one of those water bottles and I even put Scratch in it. So I thought, this is really going to help. I think it's going to, and no, it was like one of my worst long runs ever in terms of how I felt. But you know what? Every cycle has a couple runs that don't go right. And so if they don't, then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to go all awry on race day. Because every cycle should have 1 or 2 runs where you're like not hitting it. You just don't feel great. So I was like, okay, better get it over with now than on race day. So that's where I'm at. I'm continuing with my PT. And yeah, so far so good. So I'm glad my body is cooperating. Hopefully it continues. Started week 9 today. So after this week, I'll be more than halfway done. Anyway, have a great week. I hope your training's going well. And I will talk to you next week. I have 39 subscribers now. 39. Need 1 more to get to 40. 1 more. It's kind of interesting that 39 people watch this. Maybe they don't. Like they just subscribed and they don't come back. I don't know. But if you do come back, thanks for watching. Bye.